and Widjaja from Indonesia. Well, this is section 1 of the mixed doubles draw. As you can see, Ko Sin-hwa, Shen Fang-hui, Zhang Zhenbang and Wei Ya-zin have kept the home fans very, very happy by booking their semi-final berths. And still to come, as I said, we've got the winner of this match, Feng and Huang against Kusharjanto and Widjaja, just to finish that top half of the semi-final draw. Now the interesting situation of having all 3 courts empty. Of course, court 3 not in action. But court 2 is vacated very quickly just then with a surprise result. Cho Tien-chen, straight games wins against Kunlavit Vitason to book his place in the semi-finals. As you can see on court 1, umpire and service judge are ready for action, just waiting for the players. Feng Yanzhe, Huang Dongping, and Rehan Kusharjanto and Gloria Emmanuel Widjaja. There's a vast gap between them in terms of 2025 and the results that have been scored. I actually got to watch Kusharjanto and Widjaja yesterday, and to be honest, they were gifted a little by a muted performance from Hiroki Midorikawa and Natsu Saito. They made a lot of errors, the Japanese pair, but that's taking nothing away from Rehan Kusharjanto, who I said was most valuable player on court. His backcourt attacks and also keeping it very flat from mid-court. That was the driving engine for them. That's Andrew Clark, our umpire for this one. We just got the coin toss underway. And Mateusz Robel from Poland is the service judge. The only title that Kusharjanto and Widjaja have won this year is the Polish Open on the International Challenge Series. Quarterfinalists at the All England, second at the Orléans Masters and the German Open. There is Rehan Naufal Kusharjanto. Used to play his mixed doubles with Lisa Ayuko Samawati. What's interesting about this pair is they were both born in Bekasi, Indonesia. So good place, Bobby, to start your understanding as a partnership. You're both born in the same place.
Got no idea.
Well, maybe.
I mean, there's a big gap in their ages, so I doubt they played much together as juniors.
Well, Gloria Widjaja, of course, used to play with Dejan Ferdinandsha, as you saw, number 6 in the world, her highest ranking with Hafiz Faisal. Suri and Pramutesh, 31 minutes, and then Midorikawa and Saito, as I said, the number 8 seeds. Very muted performance from them, 34 minutes. Straight games so far for Widjaja, who actually made the semi-finals with Ferdinandsha last year. Of course, since then, broken up. And as for their opponents, well, Feng Yanzhe, 24 years old, and his ranking has been number 1 for most of his time. I mean, it must be great to be world number 1 at 24. But playing with a very experienced Huang Dongping. Now, it's a different situation for them. 8th quarterfinal, looking for a 7th semi-final. For Kusharjanto and Widjaja, it's a 5th quarterfinal and looking for a 4th semi-final. But Feng and Huang, 3rd in Japan last week. First at the Malaysia Masters and the Thai Open. They were quarterfinalists at the Badminton Asia Championships as well. And they also picked up the Swiss Open title. Shimogami and Hobara in 47 minutes was their round 1 match. And then Wang and Lim from Malaysia in round 2. But for you, Bobby, undisputed #1 pair. You said that Zhang and Wei Yazin are closing up, but for now, Feng and Huang are up top.
Yeah, devastating. They are. I mean, she's a former Olympic champion with Wang Yilu. Huang Dongping for me.
Vita Marissa,
yeah,
with a new hairstyle.
Good to have her behind the court, isn't it, for the Indonesians?
Yeah.
Yeah, Huang Dongping is certainly one of the best forecourt players in mixed doubles.
Andrew Clark, confirmation of umpire role, and soon see Mateusz Robel from Poland. There he is.
And yeah, Feng Yangzhe, just devastating attack. He's a big guy.
6'5", yeah.
He hits it hard. His return of serve is just the most frightening thing, I think, to face in badminton at the moment. I wouldn't want to be serving to him. It's just awful. He's just so effective. And then, of course, you look at their record. 12 different tournaments making up their ranking. They've been in 2 sort of quarter-final events. Unfortunately for them, one was the Olympics, one was the Asian Games. The rest, they've done better than that. Yes, the Sudirman Cup is taken into account there, but 8 finals on the World Tour and 6 titles in that period.
It's an amazing conversion
rate. Speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And on my left, Ryan Noval, Kusharjanto, and Gloria Emmanuel Widjaja, Indonesia. Gloria Emmanuel Widjaja to serve, the Feng Yangzhe, love all, play.
And what's really, I think, very interesting about Feng and Huang is, you just said it, 8 finals, 6 titles. But that's almost dragging behind the benchmark that they set for themselves. Huang Dongping is never satisfied with their output. They're always trying to push more and more and more.
Well, they've got to defend this China Open title as well. They've done so well on the World Tour that should they not win the title here this week, they've got a lot still to back themselves up and keep them up at the very top. Going in as 1 or 2 seed for the World Championships is very important. When you start dropping down, 3 and 4, you get split, and you've got to face one of the top seeds on the way to a final. It changes quite a lot.
Right.
You know, if you look at the women's singles and think Jenny Fei at the moment, the way it goes, as we've seen here this week, she's facing An Se-young in the quarterfinal. One of them, therefore, isn't going to progress, and therefore that damages the rest of your.
Yeah.
You know, the World Tour finals, you've got to be top 8. Shouldn't be an issue
really,
for those two.
Never really thought about it like that, but
there's
you're
all
right.
of that going on. You know, if you have to play against one of the top seeds on your way to a final because, let's say, you've had a period of the year where you haven't been playing, like Jenny Fei, that changes everything. If she has to come across Wang Zhiyi or An Se-young on the way to the World Championship final, which is likely at the moment, one of them's going out, and then you don't get a medal, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all
it
important.
Just rolls over into a different situation. So the ideal situation is staying in the top 2, and then the draws kind of build around you as opposed to you being included in the draw.
Look how sharp Huang Dongping was there.
Well, there is an interesting dynamic happening in this match, and that is, of course, that Gloria Emmanuel Widjaja is 6'1". She's up at the front. Feng Yangzhe is 6'5". He's at the back. As I said, there is a vast difference in age, as you pointed out, between those two as well. But that battle at the net is a little bit different because of the little large, and then, of course, Kusharjanto is a little bit smaller as well. So the backcourt players are also a little enlarged.
Yeah,
conflict.
I mean, there's strengths and weaknesses in that. I mean, you look at okay, Victor Axelsen versus Anthony Ginting or Kodai Narioka or Laksha Sen, you know, shorter stature players. They're strengths and weaknesses. Axelsen has to work very hard to get down in defence and move sideways quickly, whereas let's take Deshapal Puranukro in mixed doubles, lightning fast across the court because he's so strong, and that shorter stature helps him get sideways. You look at Feng Yangzhe, he's going to not potentially be as quick going sideways, but he's got a bigger reach, so he doesn't have to be as quick going sideways. And then, of course, you've got the angle of the smash. So you lift it up to Feng Yanjie, you're under more pressure than putting Kusharjanto on the back line.
Yeah, well, we saw that a couple of times already. Feng Yanjie has come down steep, and that's led to this 7-1 lead of 3 minutes. Said it, that word relentless comes back into play. Once they get going, this is another pair that doesn't stop. Mixed doubles also on court too. Hidayatullah and Pasaribu from Indonesia. They've been in good form this week, taking on the Badminton Asia champions, Feng from Hong Kong.
When I look at a pair, I'm thinking, you know, what are they like at their best, potentially? And for me, Feng Yanjie, Huang Dongping, when they're playing at their best, at the moment, there is no better pair.
Right.
Zhang Siwei and Huang Yaqiong retired, of course, after the World Tour finals in December. And again, for a long time, at their best, there's nobody better.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, they've been beaten and been beaten a few times by different people, and you're not always going to be at your very best, peaking for every tournament.
It's gone long.
10-2.
10-2, and on the brink of the first mid-game interval.
It's really impressive. Again, it's they're playing with the drift behind them. It's going to make things a little bit more tricky if they're looking for the rear corners, but their attack is so strong, and they've been given the chance to, or they've made the opportunity to impose that attack. They don't need to worry about that.
Oh.
Challenges called out.
You know, I was actually wondering about that because they walked off, they congratulated each other, but I did actually think that may have gone long.
Well, it was called out, and the Indonesians didn't leave the court. They stayed there initially thinking they were going to get the call. So I think there's good belief in this challenge. Well, where's the challenge come from? I thought the challenge was from the Indonesians, but
no,
perhaps
it's
it
Feng.
wasn't.
Yeah, it's Feng, and that's what I mean. I thought it went out.
One challenge remaining.
Well, the Indonesian pair, both of them, you could tell, knew that was long
3-10.
because of the reaction. They went to pick up the shuttle and walk back onto court.
And Feng and Huang were off at the kit area already. So, yeah, well, that's been settled now. Of course, unfortunately, in terms of the scoreline, doesn't make that much of a difference. And it's 11-3 as opposed to 11-2. Now they get to the interval.
That chord, but Feng Yanjie coped well. Kusharjanto needs to take those kind of opportunities.
Jangan jadi pakem yang harus nolak terus nolak. Udah di bawah paksa terus ngapain? Ya. Terus Rehan ya setiap kali itu nyambung dong. Dia kan nggak mau sekali bisa main. Nah, kayak nolak gitu dia pasti akan setengahin lagi. Jangan langsung. Kita harus memang banyak pukulan aja nggak apa-apa. Melawannya caranya dapatnya dari situ. Ya jangan jadi terlalu buru-buru banget.
11-3.
So back on court, and as you heard from Andrew Clark, 11-3 is the situation that faces Rehan Kusharjanto and Gloria Widjaja.
Service over. 4-11.
Short serve there. And a chance to break into this lead for the Indonesians.
Service over. 10-5.
Well, it's a switch of roles there. Huang Dongping was on the back line, and that was a decent enough backcourt attack from her. It actually looked a little bit odd to see Feng Yanjie up at the front. But they can, when needed, alternate, but their preferred position is, of course, Huang Dongping, a legendary net player up front, and the tall, striking figure of Feng at the back. 13-4 after 8 minutes, and this is the kind of destruction that they're capable of. Out of reach of the 6'5" man.
13.
But with such a colossal buffer of points, Kusharjanto and Widjaja, I'm guessing, have to try something pretty drastic here, Bobby.
Well,
or would they just, I mean, they're not going to write off the first game, obviously.
it's not drastic. I mean, they're actually on the better end, would you believe? It's a style thing. We mentioned it earlier, or I talked about it in the first match in mixed, and certainly Shazad and I have talked about it a few times this week. You look at the way Tofta Mayland on day one, playing against Guan, his partner, for a game and a half, almost 2 games, they were perfect. And similarly, the Indonesians on day 2, who came through in the end, against Shamsing and Jiangxi. It's a style. The strategy is don't get drawn into hitting really hard as early as you can.
Soft it, yeah. Kill the pace.
You've got to wait and find the space against this kind of pair. And it's not something that is unachievable. You need to move fast, you need to be really awake and aware, and then be patient and controlled. And it's tough, don't get me wrong. Mentally, it's very tough, and to keep it up when the pressure's on is difficult. But if you can do it, there is space to be found. It's easier to get drawn into a I'm bigger than you battle. I'm going to hit it. You hit it hard at me, I'm going to hit it hard at you. That's not the strategy against this kind of Chinese pair. They want you to do that. Don't get me wrong. Huang Dongping is a much better forecourt player than Gloria Widjaja, in my opinion. And so to find the space, especially in the forecourt, is very difficult. And then you've got this big, fast, hard-hitting Feng to sort of
get past them behind her,
to try and challenge in the mid-court and back and rear court, and that's not easy either. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's an easy job.
But it's the only way, it's the only path, really, that you can move forward.
You've got to be confident. You've got to be brave. You've got to be confident, and then you've got to be calm and show a coolness under pressure, a bit of creativity. You need to be able to hold the shuttle. You need to get the opportunity to take the shuttle above the net so you're hitting it down. And I don't mean hit it down with massive pace all the time, but you're taking it above the tape, and that's the key. If you're taking it below the tape against this pair, you're in big trouble.
Right. Well, 10-15. They have made some inroads, but still, 5-point run at this stage of the game. Looking unlikely. And that's just a tie-up.
Could have done a bit more there for me, Gloria.
Well, Kusharjanto is getting some service at the back.
Yeah, he's working really hard there. He played really well, actually. That final shot, unlucky to not carry the tape.
Well, that's what he was doing against Midorikawa and Saito yesterday, and they were serving him up lifts to start injecting that pace in. And when he had that, he dominated that match. He was the reason they came through. Again, no disrespect to Gloria Widjaja, but she didn't have much to do because Kusharjanto was winning points from the back.
It's just gone long. It's a shame because, again, there, Widjaja had the chance to do something proactive. It was an okay shot, but the lightning speed of Huang Dongping to move across the court and then put a bit more effectiveness into the shot made it so that the Chinese were well on top of the rally instantly. Widjaja's got to be a little bit more effective somehow.
That was Well placed by Huang Ping. Those last two shots, first left then right.
Yeah, their movement and court coverage so far has been very good, the Chinese pair.
Service over. 1 game to lose.
17-9.
Service over. 12-17.
It's a surprise they haven't met, isn't it, in competition, actually? I mean, it might be that...
Yeah, I think it's just because they're a relatively new.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've both got quite a few tournaments under their belts, and Feng with Wei Yaxin playing quite a lot before.
I was going to say that at the start of the day, actually, that they did break up for a little while. Wei Yaxin played with Feng Huang Ping, but that it was just for a tiny.
Well, I think some of those titles you mentioned at the very start were actually Feng Huang and Wei Yaxin, the Swiss Open, for example, and
13-17.
but that was from last year, I believe.
All England 2025 runner-up, Swiss Open this year. They won, and just those two. Apart from that, it's been Shenzhen.
13-17.
But there's still plenty of tournaments, so yeah, again, a surprise for me that they haven't met in recent months over the earlier rounds of tournaments. Good net shot. Again there, lightning fast reaction from Huang, and also the perfect shot to back up the movement. Gets the net cord, the lift, so difficult.
18-13 on serve.
Oh dear.
And it's a short serve.
14.
Mark clips the tape. Service fault.
19-11.
And Andrew Clark determines that that's a good point. We'll get a quick knockdown. Now, again, lightning quick reactions. Feng drops it on the right side into front court.
Kusharjanto trying his best, working so hard, and then one loose shot from Gloria. Bit too defensive, arguably a bit too passive, and certainly the quality was poor. Gave it right into the hands of Feng.
So 6 game points for the world #1 pair.
Not the best serve.
Got a great kill.
Yeah, she won't want or won't need a second opportunity.
So 21-14, and the first game falls.
人家状态出来了，还是这种观念啊，我一拍就解决，不能这样，是吧？东平队也是，他和锋芒一样，这个时候拍子已经在这，他球来我是迎上去打的，你老是这样，这个动作是跟了他时间，压到我牌面了，所以球速力量没有，就打了一个，其他的都是这种该解决问题，对吧？我哪怕我不发力，我快拦，点是在前面，球速出来，他的启动做不出来，这才是对的。那你一起来，那跟着球后仰，那就完，这已经慢了半拍了，啊， 啊，这边逆风球其实是可以拉起来，对吧？要求对他现在他肯定是。
Rapat itu sekarang lebih rapat lagi. Ya, kalau bola di atas nggak usah. Iya, makanya lu kayaknya gelembek-gelembek. Kita kalah jangkauan. Buat main lu enak dulu. Ya, buat nggak usah terlalu main kembus dulu. Kalau aneh cepat memang kita pola sendiri. Bisa pelan-pelan. Tapi kurang 1 poin ya. Ya, hijau ya. Nggak apa-apa.
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So 22nd call on court 1. It's game 2, change of ends, which means Feng and Huang are now going to be hitting into the drift. And that's ominous for this pair right here. It's all smiles between Kusharjanto and Widjaja. But you might just be laughing at the task ahead of them. It's a long way back from here.
That's a good lift. How the Chinese have turned this around, though. Absolutely brilliant.
That was a great point. The way Hong Ping came forward and then kind of cleaned up. And
it's one of the best rallies we've seen, actually. Made easy in the end. Kusharjanto had to do so much to get to that backhand cross lift from Feng.
Nod, appreciative nod and applause from the China coach. That's how it's done.
Oh, this time Gloria was tempted, you could see, to try and cut that out. Well, the shot itself looked special. A little bit of deception, but to catch the net cord as well. Look, little topspin backhand. He was like a tennis player then for a moment. That was clever. And got the luck as well.
Well left by Feng.
3 love.
Good pressure. 4-love lead.
Players, plays continues. Okay?
Thought the play had been fairly continuous, actually.
I thought that too.
I haven't seen a big issue there anyway, but
5 love.
Andrew Clark is keen to get on with this today.
So 5 love. Starting off the second game with a good solid point run.
Out. Service over.
That ends right there.
5.
But it's the fact they can put in 5-point runs. It's got to be scary for Widjaja and Kusharjanto. Oh, great defense.
Turning defense into attack.
Yeah,
with
like
ease.
transitional.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, they can fire the shuttle now into these rear corners.
Oh, how about that?
And it's still going.
Huang Dongping is known for pulling out the odd highlight reel shot. Usually it's between the legs. This one was a little bit different, a little bit of a variation.
Lovely. Kept it going as well for a bit.
How about that? That's special. Frustration for Widjaja.
Well, got to be honest.
I think I know what you're going to say. I think I know what she has been.
She's not impressing me today.
She's not been.
She's not doing enough.
Close.
She's not moving fast enough. She's not hitting effective enough shots.
And she's basically.
Feng came in there with his racket underneath the shuttle. All he can do is play net, lift, or do something deceptive. All she needs to do is walk forward with her racket up. And if it comes to the net, kill it.
Yeah.
It's not difficult for these players. I don't know how she didn't jump on that return of serve.
Take the initiative.
Yeah, come on.
There's a challenge. That's extremely out.
Unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Well,
Service
I said it
over.
yesterday against Midorikawa and Saito as well. It's Huang Kusharjanto that's the engine, the driving force. But right now he's having to do a lot of cleanup. He's having to do a lot of kind of recovery and, you know, as opposed to moving forward and pushing the strategy. And I agree with you. I think Gloria Widjaja is instrumental and
she
needs to be there.
She needs to set him up. That's the point. At times, it's not all the time. It's not every rally or whatever. You know, they're going to be under some pressure, and there's only so much you can do. That's all fine. When she gets the chance, she needs to be a bit more effective, so that it makes his job easier, and then he can start choosing shots. He's then got a bit more time.
Right.
So let's say she gets to a shuttle a bit earlier, takes it a bit earlier, guides it downwards. The Chinese then need to hit it up over the tape, and then Kusharjanto's got time, and he's got space.
Well, he's the marksman, yeah. He can.
Well, he can do things then. If she doesn't do that, and he's having to cover for her, and he's taking the shuttle below the net,
Right.
it's only going to go one way.
So, 7-4. Well, Huang Dongping has got her racket up, almost just reassuring Andrew Clark that she will be getting on with the match, but just making sure that the court is dry enough with her feet.
There you go, effective. Look at this initial movement, if we get to see this on the replay. She serves, and then she intercepts this third shot so early, so quickly, and she hits it down. Doesn't need to be a devastating winner, just get there and hit it down quickly. And then it's easy. From that point, it's easy for you both. She's in good position, your partner's just waiting for the chance.
Yeah, and it's below the tape, you're right.
If she doesn't get there and doesn't hit it down, if she's a little bit lazy, then it's very difficult.
Oh, whoa, what a shot from Huang Dongping.
This is exquisite.
This is absolutely magnificent.
And not only was it deceptive, but it came off perfectly. That was great. She's back again.
Here it
and
comes.
Then
Oh.
See you later.
Oh, spectacular.
There's an Uber waiting outside to take the Indonesians to that shot.
That was even more special than the round-the-back defense we saw just now. Huang Dongping is really beginning to turn it on. At 9-4 in the second.
You don't see an awful lot of showboating from Chinese pairs. the pressure of performance and results is so high as
yeah.
a nation.
I can understand that, yeah.
When a pair starts doing that, you just know how comfortable and confident they are.
You know, they're in front of their home fans. They're putting on a show. They're putting on a performance, and they're winning as well.
Well, the fact I think I was trying to make is that they are not threatened by this Indonesian pair.
I think that's fair to say. 10-4.
Good return. Oh, there you go. Come on, Gloria. She needs to do more there. That's better. Yes.
That's a quality rally.
Excellent rally. Really excellent rally.
Well, the crowd loved it. We loved it. And I'm sure you loved it wherever you are watching from around the world. That was class.
Look at that. Even then, Feng is on the back foot. But 2 defensive shots. And they turn it all around. And what about that? Finding the line with the smash finish. How proactive Huang is, even off the shuttle. That's the key.
That was the way to finish it. So, at the break, 11-4.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. 11-4.
So, it's crunch time for Gloria Widjaja and Rehan Kusharjanto. They can't make this passage of play work.
Look how active Huang Dongping is. She is just begging. She's waiting. She cannot wait to get there. Look, movement there, and then she's in, and that's just so hard to play against. Need to step it up.
12-4. That lead getting bigger and bigger. Feng and Huang, I was about to say, looking even more comfortable. That was the first real mistake that we've seen communication-wise between them in this second game. Well, they can't be perfect all the time, but they are pretty close.
That return of serve, honestly,
Service
just devastating.
13-5.
He's so tall, such a strong wrist. Serve short, and it's not a perfect serve, even 10% off, and he just destroys you.
I just remember what you said at the beginning of this match when you said it's just awful.
It's the worst, it's the most frightening thing to face in badminton for me, I think.
That's quite the reputation that man is building up at 24 years old. Feng Yanja, 6'5".
Look at this though, again, Huang Dongping.
Yeah, she is.
Yes, okay, the finish was him, but she getting there,
scampering
jumping
around,
out, cutting out that shot, keeping the attack, holding the attack.
A little bit wide there.
Service over. 6-14.
Nervous service.
15-6.
And time rapidly running out for Kusharjanto and Widjaja.
Good touch. See how we used to talk about in training hitting through the letterbox. Imagine just above the net tape a gap of 4 to 5 inches, like a letterbox. That's where you're hitting the shuttle through. Now, not only that, when it goes through the letterbox, it needs to start going down.
Right.
So especially important when you're in the mid-court, even if you're below the tape, you've got to hit it up to get it over the net, but as soon as it goes over the net, it needs to go back down. That's
you want your apex to be right there.
Exactly, and that's these little things, the movement off the shuttle for Huang Dongping and how Feng Yanzhe there was controlling it to keep it going down from a difficult position. They're very small, sort of unnoticed moments of brilliance. That's the effectiveness of them that makes them so good, is that kind of stuff.
17.
Well, 10-point lead, 7-17. This might just be last chance saloon for Kusharjanto and Widjaja. They're not going to have very many attempts or opportunities after this. If they're going to start a comeback, it's got to be now. I think that's landed out. As I said, we have this big A board right in front of us. Kind of negates our
can't see the line judges,
view of the line judges on this baseline, on this back line.
It's a nice looking shot, but I think, yeah, it went wide.
Kusharjanto, awkward grip, and he was leaning forward as well. So 18-8, and Feng Yanzhe and Huang Dongping 3 points away from booking a well-earned semi-final berth.
Oh, he makes that look easy.
Yeah.
Huang Dongping again going for something spectacular. Didn't quite come off this time. But they're in such a comfortable position here.
Yeah, exactly.
They can afford to take a few little chances. Look at this. Whee!
Oh, she was trying to go for something really special then. I mean, it's not like she hasn't delivered 2 incredible shots already.
No, I mean, and it was special, but equally, that's where the space was.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
right.
had to play it forehand. So whilst it looked like a trick shot, actually, it was almost all she could do to get the shuttle into that spot she wanted to.
I said it at the beginning as well. I mean, you know, they're always, she herself is always pushing for a higher benchmark.
Good serve. Oh, it's gone wide.
Service over. 10-19.
The word mathematical springs to mind for Kusharjanto and Widjaja. They need a 9-point run just to tie it up. Of course, facing 19 points, they can't make any mistakes.
Service over.
Like that, 10 match
20,
points.
Match point, 10.
They've been a level above here today. It really is a different class. That's going wide. Hey! Good recovery from Huang Dongping. She was floored. Oh! Huge wet patch on the floor where Huang Dongping was laying down. And there was a moment there where Feng Yanzhe almost had to stop to look down to make sure he didn't walk in it. There you go.
Yeah,
he didn't want to slip.
You can actually see it from up here.
Had it not been there, I think the rally might have continued a bit longer.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Clear? 11-20.
So once again, 9 match points to be saved. No mistakes allowed.
There's one.
There's one. Yeah. So 21-11 in the second, 21-14. Comprehensive stuff, yes, from the world #1 pair, but also a little bit of sparkle. Some really good shots in there.
Look at this reaction. Feng Yanzhe with a huge battle cry to the crowd.
Number 1.
Yeah, I mean, comprehensive, yes, but brilliant. I mean, they are so effective. Everything they're doing on court, all the small, sort of unnoticed things they do is really world class.
To put themselves in position and
the way they guide the shuttle down, the control they have over it, the speed of movement, proactivity off the shuttle, the coordination between them, just everything. It's so impressive, and at the moment they are head and shoulders above the rest.
Yes, that battle cry. 36 minutes is all it took for them, and they've booked their semi-final berths with a 21-14, 21-11 win. So Feng and Huang through to the semis. Now coming up next, it's a battle royale. Have a look at that. Xu Yuqi, number 3 seed, against Li Shifeng, number 5 seed. It's an all-China affair, and it's going to be a classic. Don't miss it. Welcome back to our continuing live coverage of the China Open 2025. Well, the weather's been fantastic in Changzhou. Fans have been loving it, and it's been straight games all the way in here in session 1 on quarterfinals Friday. Up next, absolute cracker of a match. Men's singles, Xu Yuqi taking on Li Shifeng in front of a Chinese audience. This is going to be